Shabbat Shalom. We welcome up our esteemed President, Dina Jastrock, for our evening's announcements.
Thank you, Cantor Ken, and thank you for your services tonight. Ray, welcome back. It's nice to have you back. And many thanks to Hannah Green and Trent Porter for leading our services tonight. Thanks, guys. Rabbi's taking a well-deserved vacation. I wish to acknowledge all the work that he put into the preparation for last week's Shabbaton. Our speaker was very interesting. I learned a lot from him. There's a lot that I did not know about the subject. He was very informative and personable, and I also wish to acknowledge all of the people who stepped up and helped in doing the setup and the cleanup and preparing all the food. It indeed takes a village, and that's what we are, and I'm very grateful for everyone. I think that the weekend was very successful, and I'm very happy. We do have virtual flowers tonight, and they are donated by Ted and Noel Singer, and Mike, Jackie, and Jared Norris in memory of their friend Myrna Kane. I remember Myrna well, and I'm very sorry to hear of her passing. It's December. We got lots going on, but before I forget, let me acknowledge also we have Shabbat greetings from Ted and Noel Singer, Bob and Rita Rubin, and Wilma and Jeff Shear. Thank you all for supporting this fundraising project. First of all, I want to mention, don't forget we have the toy drive going on, and it will only be going on through Iron Chef Lotka, which is in 2 weeks. I'm a little disappointed at what we have so far. So please, when you come to Sisterhood, when you come to Iron Chef Lotka, when you come to our Hanukkah Shabbat, please bring a toy or two for the children of La Mirada. They are so appreciative of it. On Sunday at 6 o'clock, we have what used to be and now is our annual gathering of gratitude. This year it is hosted by Beatitudes of Our Lord, which is just up the street on Santa Gertrudis, south of Imperial. I believe that this is the first time they have ever participated in this, so I would like to have a nice turnout to support them. It's our last chance for early bird pricing for the Iron Chef Lotka. Monday the price goes up, so get your reservations in this weekend. You can make your reservation on the website tbolm.org. We now have 6 chefs participating. It's a very exciting event. It's always a lot of fun, so get your reservation in. Good food, good fun, good people to talk to. Tuesday, the 23rd, Sisterhood is having a dine-out fundraiser at Blaze Pizza on Beach, south of Harbor, in the shopping center there. Goodness, there's so much going on. On December 3rd, we're having our Hanukkah Shabbat. Be sure to bring your Hanukkah, and be sure to click on the link on the website to RSVP for that as well. And coming up at the last part of the year, because December's a busy month, don't forget about Mushu Ju, Chinese food, and a very interesting movie. I had seen it on Masterpiece on PBS. It's about an unknown Jew who photographed as they were looking for places to lay the rail across the West, and he trudged along with the explorers through the snow, the sleet, the desert. Very interesting man who's been forgotten by history, so I highly recommend it. Plus, it's another fun evening. And I think finally that's it. I hope I didn't forget anything. Thank you all for being here tonight, and also to our YouTube viewers, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, thank you so much. We're always looking forward to something new and exciting here. And since it's, even though I'm in my second year now here at Temple Bethor, I've never seen the Iron Chef latke, so I'm really looking forward to this. And if anybody comes, just know I'm going to have a little table set on the side for nice toppings. So we'll call it latke tapas, so you can have some stuff. You need masago, on top of your latke. Sour cream, applesauce, that's old school. We're gonna bump it up. So we continue now with our opening song. If you'd like to follow along in your Sidurim, we find it on page 24 as we not only welcome each other, we welcome visitors and guests and messengers, both seen and unseen. Shalom Aleichem. Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Ayon, Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Mi Malach, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Ayon, Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barakuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Ayon, Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Ayon, Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. melech malchei hamelachim HaKadosh HaKadosh Baruch Hu melech malchei hamelachim HaKadosh HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It is on, but let's make sure this microphone's a little higher. Yes.
We continue on page 3. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their heart. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, mitzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, source of all being, who calls us to holy acts through mitzvot and inspires us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת, שבת, שבת.
We continue on page 9.
There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain.
On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share.
There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted.
On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation.
There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others.
On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and the better world our goal.
So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. Our service continues on page 28 with the Baruch Hu. Please rise as you are able for our call to worship.
Lie, 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 la 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 la
We continue on page 33. Oh, my bad. Page 30. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim,
b'chokhmah poteach she'arim, uvitbuna meshaneh itim, umachalif et hazamanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, bore yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, umabdil ben yom uven layla, Adonai Tzevaot Shemo, El Chai V'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Elam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ma'ariv Aravim.
We continue on page 33. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol.
All these things your Torah gives to us.
And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives.
What could be a truer token of your abiding love
Than this holiest of your works, and the living language that gives it form. Baruch
Atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Please be seated.
V'yavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi etzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot ayadecha v'hayu letotafot ben einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem be'eretz Mitzrayim lihiyot lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
We continue on the top of page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot.
That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, and that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness.
That there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
בקודש. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות, נורא תהילות, אוסף אלן. נורא תהילות, נורא תהילות, אוסף אלן. מלכותך ראובנך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, לעולם ועד. אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, לעולם ועד.
Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from his hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. We continue on the top of page 43.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג. מקדשי שבי, מקדשי שבי, יספעו ויתענגו, יספעו ויתענגו מטובך. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג. חמדת ימים אותו קראת, חמדת ימים אותו קראת, זכר למעשה בראשית, זכר למעשה בראשית. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג. And now we will be coming to the very heart of our service, the Amidar standing prayer. And it's my great pleasure again to call upon Hannah and Trent to help us lead in the tefillah. And we turn now to page 46. Adonai sefatai tiftach u'hofia gitehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים
טובים,
וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, נאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש, שמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
We continue on the top of page 53.
And you may be seated.
What he said. Days pass and years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see, wherever we gaze, that the bush burns unconsumed. And we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Our service continues on the top of page 55.
May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. We continue on the bottom of page 57. You are with us in our prayer, our love and our doubt, and our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levadecha b'yirah na'avod. We continue on the top of page 59.
God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulha na'eh lehodot. We continue in the middle of page 61. Lo Isa Goy El Goy Erev, Velo Yilmadu Od Milchama. Nation shall not take up sword against nation. They shall never again know war. Don't stop after beating the swords into plowshares. Don't stop. Go on beating and making musical instruments out of them. Whoever wants to make war again will have to turn them into plowshares first.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata umad Adon lechol Shalom. Ki ata umad Adon lechol Shalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et amecha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
So, and at this moment, we turn our thoughts to those in our worship community, in our larger community, who are on beds of pain, who are feeling illness, whether or not that's physical, spiritual, emotional. We know illness when we see it and when we feel it. And so at this moment, we think of those who would definitely benefit from knowing that their prayers are being echoed by us here in this congregation, both here in this sanctuary and throughout the world where people are listening into our service. And so at this point, we will turn now to say the Mishebera Prayer, which is going to again be led with the great help of Julie Nolte, who I'm very happy to have up here helping me. And I've been hearing her in the congregation, and I just knew that I needed to have her come up and have a greater level of engagement. So you'll be hearing Mishebera, and please, in the section between the two verses, please mention those names of those you are thinking about for healing at this moment.
source of strength. Oh, bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Mishebera imotenu mekor habraha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Thank you so much, Julie. And with those words of prayers of hope, we also take a moment to tap into those words which cannot be written on any page, but can only be found in our own hearts. And so we will take a moment for silent prayer, silent meditation, in order to better hear that still small voice that's in each one of us. Leratzon imre vivegion libi lefanefa Adonai tzuri et goali. Again, Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and it's a pleasure to be up here with our future leaders. And whether or not Hannah and Trent, whether or not you end up becoming real like synagogue presidents is another thing. By being up here, by taking up the mantle and just saying, you know what, I'm part of this community, and I come up here, and that just gives me so much hope. And so I very much appreciate both of you being here and sharing this time with both of you. In lieu of a drash, I know that I'd like to just have us say a prayer together. And leading into that, and it's a prayer for our community and for our country. I know that many people are feeling at a level of unease after the latest news of the verdict in the Kenosha trials. And it's at this time that we really do need to look at ourselves, try to see what we can do to continue to help make this country a place of freedom, a place of peace, especially as we lead ourselves into next week, into the holiday, national holiday of Thanksgiving. Remembering that there still are so many things for us to be thankful for our lives. And I'd like for everybody, if you have your Sidurim, I'd like us to read together on the bottom of page 258. Page 258, the last paragraph. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen. And of course, our concluding prayers with the Aleinu are words that really are these are words which are these are words that we're trying to ascend to. We're trying to reach. It's an idealistic goal, but if we don't have these goals, we don't have these ideals in our eyes and set in our sights, we can never even get close to reaching them. And so, as we rise right now, we turn to page 282 for the Aleinu. Please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד. ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד. ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד. You may be seated. at this moment in our service, our thoughts now turn to those who are still with us, if only but in memory. Their places are permanently enshrined in our hearts, in our minds, and our souls. And when it comes that time of the year, the yard site, or during the year of their passing, we take extra special time and care to recall them, to recall their deeds, to think about how they have been such a beautiful influence on our lives. At this moment, we recall to mind the following, those who we remember in the period of Shiva, Shloshim: Craig Wilford, husband of Jennifer Wilford; Haley Goldstein, sister-in-law of Edie and Celia Goldstein; Erica Sherry Barnes, sister-in-law of Harrison Shear and Charlene Barnes. We also remember the yard sites of the following individuals: Ruth Teitelbaum, Les Dubovi, Amelia Sugarman, Maury Gimbel, Rabbi Alexander Schindler, Dorothy Masserman, Rachel Bronsky, Leah Cesar, Reuben Starker, Lawrence Willens, Deborah Middleton, Rosalie McKenzie, Harry Fadem, Bruce Hamblin Jr., Bernard Levin, Sol Gelbart, Terry Don Palmer, Max Kramer, Nathan Credencer, Marian Handel, Bluma Fogel, Abraham Rosenbaum, Joseph Lionel Weisman, Jack Levin, Deborah Rothstein, Max Finkelstein, and Gussie Zarchin. We also are remembering those for whom we are still in the period of the year until since their passing. We remember Mildred Sane, Harold Weber, Karen Copeland, Rita Silverman, Sandra Pascas, Marlene Angel, Leslie Pascas Amador, Edith Zero, Concha Chavez, John Young, Gerald Kotkin, Ross B. Shear, Jenna Gordon, Doug Austin, Edith Chess, Berta Ursus, Ann Phillips, Malcolm Dipperstein, Mark Bornstein, Leah Levine, Vicki Emery, Sheldon Zinberg, Evelyn Levin, Gloria Austin, Dee Dee Ginter, Dorothy Bernard, Molly Shartoff. If there's anybody else who is remembering somebody for yard site or memory, please also feel free to mention them at this moment. Praising God and praising the memories of those whom we love and we miss. We now turn to page 294 as we rise, as we're able, for Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yit gadal ve'yit kadash shemei rabba be'alama divara chirute ve'yamlich malchute v'chayechon uvyomechon uchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi shemei rabba mevarach le'alam ul almei almaya yit barach ve'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh v'yit hadar v'yit aleh v'yit halal shemei dekudsha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alama v'imru. Amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. and you may be seated at this moment. And it's my, I just want to thank again everybody who's has helped to make this service possible. To our leaders, Trent and Hannah, our student leaders, to our teacher, Maura Julie Nolte, who helped me so beautifully, and two of our songs, and especially our wonderful trio of David Youngman, Chris Jastrock, and Phil Carey, who's not here, physically here, but he is way over Washington State there, helping out in a distance. Thank you all so much. And of course, this could not be done with such beauty if it weren't for my beautiful partner in crime and music, Dr. Ray Irwin. And so I thank all of you. We will close our service with a song that many of you know, but this is a melody that's a lot of fun. It's Ein Keloheinu. It's written by Steve Dropkin, who for about 10 years or so was a cantorial soloist in Santa Monica. He moved back east just last year, but this is his beautiful, beautiful melody. Please join along as we turn to page 322 for Ein Keloheinu. Eloheinu, ein Kadoneinu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu, ein Eloheinu, ein Kadoneinu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu, mich Eloheinu, mich Adoneinu, mich Kemalkeinu, mich Kemoshienu. En Keloheinu, en Kadoneinu, en Kemalkeinu, en Kemoshienu. En Keloheinu, en Kadoneinu, en Kemalkeinu, en Kemoshienu. Nodel Eloheinu, nodel Adoneinu, nodel Malkeinu, nodel Moshienu. En Keloheinu, en Kadoneinu, en Kemalkeinu, en Kemoshienu. En Keloheinu, en Kadoneinu, en Kemalkeinu, en Kemoshienu. Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adoneinu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. En Keloheinu, en Kadoneinu, en Kemalkeinu, en Kemoshienu. En Keloheinu, en Kadoneinu, en Kemalkeinu, en Kemoshienu. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adoneinu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. En Keloheinu, en Kadoneinu, en Kemalkeinu, en Kemoshienu. En Keloheinu, en Kadoneinu, en Kemalkeinu, en Kemoshienu. And now we will, as we conclude our services, we will continue with the singing of the Kiddush. And I think we have some singing that is going to be led by both Hannah and Trent. One more time, I'll be here. So there is one cup over there and one cup here. So listen, you two are leading it. Why don't you both get the cups? And by the way, it is wine. Just take a little tiny sip. Or if you don't like wine, Already, okay. Already.
Good answer.
Hey, it's considered to be
We're the leaders.
an oneg. It's a pleasure. Yes. The joy of Shabbat. So, guys would like to lead us? One. So let's get. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu Shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ihu yom tefila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim Shabbat kodshcha be'ahava uvratzon inhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashavat And we also celebrate as well the fact that we are partners with God, that the prayer literally says, that God causes bread to pop out of the earth. Well, it doesn't really happen that way. So we see that we're partners with God, and that God gives us the wheat, the materials, and then we do our part to nourish ourselves by making that bread. So, hamotzi, please. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz Shabbat shalom. Would you like?